Hello, 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 my beautiful Bravo lovers. What's up? Welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new here, my name's Kyle. We talk about all things Real Housewives, all things Bravo, and everything in between. Today, we are breaking down this week's episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. It's time for a review and recap. So this is everything that happened in this week's episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, episode 13. Again, there is so much Erika Girardi, Erika Jayne. Erika stole everybody's money, and we're gonna break it all down. We have so much to get into, so grab some coffee and let's hang out. This episode revolved heavily around Erika Girardi. So we pick up where we left off last week with Sutton sharing with the ladies at Dorit's house that she doesn't really know if she wants to be around Erika anymore during this time. So the ladies, they're all together discussing where they go, how they move forward, talking about Erika needs to answer questions that she, may not feel comfortable answering, and they want questions answered. Sutton explains that she's protecting herself. She doesn't want her name in an article associated with everything going on with Erika's legal issues because Sutton sits on boards for several nonprofits. Associating yourself with someone who is going through legal issues and has a husband who is stealing, embezzling, taking money from plane crash victims, burn victims, orphans, the list goes on. It's not a good look. So Sutton needs to protect her reputation. I get it. Many of you can be on the other side of this screen screaming at the television saying, well, this doesn't even involve Sutton. Why is she being selfish? It doesn't involve her. Why is she caring about her own reputation? She should stick by her friend. Do any of you know how nonprofit world works? I had a very deep conversation with my friend Jen LaForge the other day. She also has a YouTube channel all about Disney, though. Go and check her out. I'll put a link to her channel in the description below. But me and her were talking about nonprofit world. So if you don't understand what nonprofit world is, they fundraise money for various charities. So, for instance, HRC, they're a nonprofit and they fundraise money for the LGBTQ community for legal rights, and they raise money to champion for the voices of the LGBT community. The United Way, they fundraise money for low-income families, for crises, to help people get a better life and get out of poverty. And that's just one example of the United Way. There are so many organizations and nonprofits, and they fundraise for charities, they fundraise for families, they fundraise for people that don't have a voice. So when you have a board member sitting on your board of a nonprofit organization that is associated with someone who is going through horrific legal issues and is being accused of stealing money, embezzling money, taking settlement money from orphans, burn victims, plane crash victims. When you have someone like that sitting on your board, it's not a good look for the nonprofit. So I understand where Sutton is coming from. When you are putting your reputation out there for an organization that is supposed to be doing good for the community, and you're associated with someone who is, lack of a better words, scum of the earth, it's not a good look. So I understand why Sutton needs to protect her reputation. Can you blame her? Can you blame her? I get where she's coming from. So that's the whole thing with Sutton's reputation and that whole spiel. Okay? I get it. Sutton says in her confessional that people don't like liars and stealers and cheaters. They don't. Do you want to be around someone like that who is accused of cheating and stealing and lying? I don't. So, moving on, we also found out that not only did Sutton seek legal advice, Kyle and Dorit also sought out legal advice to understand the situation and the severity of what is going on with Erika. Dorit says that she doesn't want her support of Erika to be misinterpreted as support of the awful things that Tom and Erika have done. i.e. stealing money from orphans and burn victims. Okay? Sutton then says that she has gossip. A friend of hers has a spouse that worked at Tom's law firm. The wife told her spouse that he needed to get out because something seemed off about the firm. And that was 10 years ago. So the timelines of this 3-year window frame that Erika is painting, it's not adding up. And his son-in-law, Tom's son-in-law, also left the firm not too long ago. Garcelle then asks Sutton if she feels like she's being told the truth, and Sutton responds with no. She thinks Erika is lying to the group, and it all started with the crazy accident story. Remember that a few weeks ago when Erika shared that whole accident where Tom was unconscious and she found him? It was a weird flip of the flip situation. I still don't understand that story. So Erika is really driving home this 3 years ago after the car crash story. But this has been going on well before this 3-year window and the car crash. This has been going on for a decade. Decades. This isn't about mental state and Tom's mental well-being diminishing and he is a changed person now because of this car crash. No. So the ladies are going back and forth discussing if Erika is telling the truth or not, and Rinna pipes up and asks, "Let me ask you this. Do you really think Denise was telling the truth last year?" How is this even comparable? And Rinna, you dragged Denise all last season. Over what? Whether or not she slept with Brandy? Who cares? Erika is involved with her husband stealing money, and he put $20 million in her LLC account. Girl, this is not apples and oranges here. It is not. Rinna says in her confessional, "I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if Erika is telling the truth. I need to find out." But yet she said last week that it's not her place to ask Erika questions. It just seems that Rinna is so far up Erika's butt that she's made an entire hotel suite up there. This is the moment, though, y'all, where Sutton received her diamond.
Please excuse me, I have notes here. This is 3 pages of attorney's stuff.
She brought notes. I love when a housewife does her homework and pulls out proof and notes. It makes me so happy. The settlement from the burn victim's family was back in 2010, well beyond that 3-year window frame. Tom won a settlement for this family of $12 million. They only received $1 million from that settlement, and payments stopped coming. So this family, they filed a lawsuit against Tom's firm, his accountants, and Erika. So Kyle then asks, do people think the money is hidden or it's gone? I don't understand what is so hard to comprehend here, people. The money is gone. They have spent it. It is gone. There is nothing left. They're not in the backyard hiding it in the ground. They're not putting it in offshore accounts. And if they are, it's going to be found out. Trust and believe. They are going to find it out. Meaning the feds. They, as in the feds, are going to uncover all this money. They've spent it, y'all. It's gone. Kyle then asks if Erika knew. And Sutton says, I don't think ignorance is an excuse. She then says, you gotta choose. Are you going to be smart or are you going to be blissful? Sutton nailed it, y'all. She nailed it. Erika, for all seasons past, has portrayed this I'm a smart woman. I am independent. I am tough. I am this. I am that. You can't pull the wool over my eyes, blah, blah, blah. Remember when she attacked Teddy? I don't like Teddy, but remember when she said, when Teddy told Erika, you playing pure amnesia right now, and Erika got so upset? Don't you ever say that to me. Don't say about me having amnesia. Well, girl, You seem to be having amnesia now. Where did $20 million go? You don't know where that money is going? You don't know where that money is coming from? It makes me so mad that there's no accountability for anything. And it just blows my mind. I'm over it. I'm over Erika painting herself in this, oh, I didn't know what was going on. Oh. Cut the shit, bitch. Seriously. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. But here's the thing. This is another thing that really just, like, made me mad. This whole mistress thing. Again, Sutton is really, like, she earned her diamond with this episode. She got it. The whole mistress thing and the cheating rumors. She said it's a deflection. In order for us to get our attention off of the lawsuits, she's deflecting and saying, oh, look over there. He's cheating on me. Look over there. It's a mistress. Look over here. I'm going to post all these posts on Instagram to show you proof. But y'all, look at those text messages. Was that from a 1999 flip phone? Bitch, get out of here. I'm not dumb and I'm not stupid. Where's Katie Ross when you need her? Remember when Katie Ross said, well, maybe you are dumb and maybe you are stupid. Well, Erika, if you're not smart, then you're really, really stupid. And maybe you should put on the stupid hat because you're a stupid idiot. Where's the lie? Y'all, I'm heated today. I am heated. And then this is another thing that gets me. Behind closed doors during this meeting of the minds at Dorit's house, these ladies had very different tunes regarding Erika and these allegations.
She's gonna have to answer more than she's comfortable with.
Well,
that's because you know what? We deserve to know the truth. We need to say to her, it's time to get real right now. You need to answer some difficult questions.
Right, yeah.
She does. Feels terrible.
But when they all sat down together at Kyle's, they somehow forgot their voices. They somehow forgot their confidence. Their backbones, they left it at home. Like, y'all, they're over there. Erika, I support you so much. I support you, Erika. We got your back, girl. Get out of here. But I do think that the ladies are in between a rock and a hard place. I really do. They want to support their friend, but also have it not look like they're supporting stealing money. It's kind of like they want to have their cake and eat it too. And unfortunately, I don't think the deeper we get into this, that's not what you can do. So, I've also read, y'all, that the ladies are now in danger of being depositioned by the courts. And they're going to need to share everything that was told to them by Erika and what happened on the show. There's an article, I'm going to pull it up real quickly. So according to Reality Blurb, Erika Jayne accused of inconsistencies as Real Housewives of Beverly Hills co-stars face possible depositions. Plus, Tom Girardi's law firm reportedly spent hundreds of thousands on jewelry as Erika's attorney speaks. So yeah, there's a lot of inconsistencies being made throughout this season from Erika. And the ladies, I think Sutton's right, they've got to be careful or they can see themselves being in the courts. So if y'all don't know what deposition means, the meaning is, by law, the process of giving sworn evidence. So it's possible that the cast could be called into court and sworn in under oath to discuss everything that was said to them throughout this season. It's bad, y'all. It's really bad. There's a lot of things coming out. I mean, there's just so much crap. Also, it's being rumored that lawyers are going to ask Bravo to turn in all of the unseen footage to the courts to review. And they are being told by the legal team to be prepared for this to happen. And that is according to the Daily Mail. So much freaking news. So much news. Anyway, moving on. So now we're going to fast forward to the night of Kyle's holiday party that she's hosting. So everyone's arriving one by one, all glammed up. But I want to put a pin in the Erika stuff for 1 second. And I want to share this funny story that Kyle shared about her uncle dressing up as Santa banging on all of the doors when she was younger, and it scared the shit out of her. And the shady producer moment when they added that watermarked Santa in her confessional. Y'all, when I say I screamed, I screamed. That was hilarious.
It was like this white gloves banging. Like, who thought that was a good idea? But other than that, there were good times.
I do like that they are sprinkling in these really just like funny moments, because this is really heavy stuff that we're dealing with this season. It really is. So the fact that we're adding a little lightheartedness makes me happy. We also get a Teddy cameo this week. Why? And here during this dinner, piping up, trying to chime in and interject herself during the whole Erika thing. Shut up. You have nothing to do with this season. I'm really not happy to see Teddy, and that's just my opinion. But Garcelle calling Teddy a gnat, screaming. Teddy is a gnat. She just is so annoying, and it's just like, ugh, go away. Why are you here?
What's your deal with Teddy?
I don't know. She's kind of annoying for no reason. Like a little gnat.
And then Rinna, she shows up in a wig named Heather. Dorit, she gets locked out of Kyle's house and can't figure out how to open the damn door. That moment was hilarious.
Someone open the door?
Is that not opening? It opened for me. Do I have to open the door?
Push hard.
It's just a door.
And then the fabulous Kathy Hilton arrives all in a frenzy saying that she's having a gorilla.
I'm literally ready to have a gorilla.
Like, what does that even mean? I'm having a gorilla. Do I need to Urban Dictionary it? I'm gonna Urban Dictionary what it means to have a gorilla. That was no help. There's nothing. I think she means like, I'm gonna have a cow. Like, I'm kind of like freaking out. Oh my God, I'm gonna have a cow. Anyway, the producers then ask Kathy in her confessional, what does it mean to have a gorilla? And during the confessional, we even got a flashback of Kim Richards, which I loved and appreciated. I do love the craziness of Kim, because Kathy refers to it as like, oh, you know, having a gorilla, having a chicken, and then we got the flashback of Kim.
That's my chicken. That's my chicken. You know, give me the chicken.
Anyway, like I said, I think Kathy meant having a gorilla in a way to say like, oh, I'm having a cow. I'm gonna freak out because I have so much going on. I'm having a gorilla. Kathy can do whatever she wants though. All right?
You know, I'm being dramatic. Like, I'm going to have a horse. I'm going to have a gorilla. I'm going to have a barrel of chickens, whatever. It's just like...
And also, can we please talk about how gorgeous Crystal is? I love the high pony. I love the fur. I love the booby action. Crystal, you look great. Go on with your bad self. And apparently Crystal and Teddy have been friends for 10 years. Like, they're very good friends. Who'd have thunk it? Not me. So, y'all, now the moment is finally here. The moment's finally here. Erika arrives to her day of reckoning. Also, she's driving herself. This is what happens when you broke. When you don't got any money. You have to drive yourself to places. She can't even afford an Uber at this point, y'all. So the ladies, they're all gossiping. Before Erika even gets in the door, they're all talking about how they should handle the situation. And Rinna says, guys, you need to remember, innocent until proven guilty. Really? You didn't have that same motto with Denise last season when you pushed her so hard to be open and honest and put that poor woman through hell because she, what, slept with a woman? How about when you repeated to everyone that you thought, with no proof, that Yolanda had Munchausen's and thought that she was lying about having Lyme disease? Or how about the rumor you spread about Kim being near death and making up lies about Kim's drinking and wanted Kim to admit so badly that she was an alcoholic and still drinking, but stealing money from burn victims, orphans, plane crash victims, people that had traumatic life events happen? This is where you draw the line. This is where you say, you know what? I believe her, and we need to not ask her questions. Oh, God. Come on. It makes me so mad, guys. So I will say this, when Erika entered that party at Kyle's house, you could cut the freaking tension with a knife. It was so uncomfortable. And the look on Sutton and Garcelle's face basically sums up everything. They're like, oh no, you will be answering our questions tonight, and we are here to F your life up. Those two are the dynamic duo that I never thought I needed, but I need in my life. So this is also the first time that Garcelle and Erika are seeing each other since Erika flipped out on Garcelle at La Quinta. They haven't even said hello to each other. Good. I wouldn't say hello to Erika either if she treated me the way that she treated Garcelle. There. I said it. So all the ladies, they are now getting their plates of food, making their way to the dining table. And Kyle keeps claiming this entire meal episode, this entire party episode, that she put her heart and soul into this food and she's the one that made it. I don't know if I'm buying that. And then Kyle makes a quick toast and she says that she hopes Erika's 2021 is better than 2020. Newsflash. All of 2021 is gonna suck. There, I said it. Moving on. So the moment is finally here. We start with the questions towards Erika. Erika says that she's so tired and beaten down, and every day it's something new, and there's more coming. Sutton starts it off. She says, are you really blindsided, or do you get the information before it hits the press? Oof! Sutton, my girl, she went there. Sutton then says that it was when the LA Times article came out and Erika immediately left La Quinta, she said she must knew this was coming. Here's the thing that I want to point out, because I don't know if you've noticed this. Erika is sharing these stories about Tom and the situation, and some of the ladies are able to relate to this on a personal level because they've dealt with it their own lives. Point in case, Crystal's father having Alzheimer's and connecting with Erika about Tom's mental state and not being the same person and deteriorating. Crystal connected with Erika on a deep level, and then to read what she read in the LA Times article, it was like slap in the face. Like, here you are, I'm trying to connect to you, but it just seems like you're lying to me. And then, here's the thing, and in the LA Times article, things happened before this quote-unquote 3-year time frame. Dorit says, I'm not here to pry into anyone's life. And Garcelle then chimes in and says, that's not what you said the other night, which it isn't. It's not what a lot of these ladies said the other night. Dorit had very strong feelings towards the Erika situation during this closed-door meeting without Erika, and now she's so supportive towards Erika and respecting her boundaries. But you weren't doing that the other night, girlfriend. Then Dorit's the one that drops the bomb, letting Erika know that everyone got together to discuss Erika and her legal issues. So then Sutton chimes in and says, I wanted to see what we ... And then Rinna has no problem grilling Sutton, saying, you need to get real clear about what was said. Here's the deal. This is the thing. These ladies are getting dragged into this mess, whether they like it or not, and Garcelle says, we're nervous. And they have every right to be nervous. Sutton then says, let's talk about the $20 million elephant in the room. And Kyle asks, did you know about this? And Erika replies, no, I did not. How do you not know? And Garcelle nails it in her confessional. She says that all of these answers that Erika is saying, they seem very surfacey. She said she doesn't feel like Erika is even mad at Tom, which she doesn't seem mad at Tom at all. Like, where's the anger? There's no anger. There's no sympathy. It's just so like, no, I didn't know. Why are you asking me these questions? I can't say that. No, I didn't know. The poor victims. There's no emotion. And Sutton says it. She says, I have several LLCs, and if you see that type of money go into your account, you would notice that. Leaving Erika to say, I was kept away from the books. So who ran your LLC, Erika? Tom? Because I was under the impression that you were the one running this. It's under your name. It just doesn't make sense. She was kept away from her own LLC. Erika says that she doesn't know where the $80 million went. She didn't realize it was gone. And Rinna says, so where did the $80 million go? And Erika replies, exactly. Explain that to me. No, Erika, you explain that to me. Where did that money go? So according to page 6, here is how Erika allegedly spent $25 million. So the lawyers claim that from 2008 to 2020, $14.2 million was charged to an American Express card. Her company also spent $1.5 million at McDonald Slesnick Associates Agency, which described itself as the first agency dedicated to represent dancers and choreographers exclusively, and another $1.4 million on unknown purchases. Jane's company also allegedly gave Stephanie Shepard, formerly Kim Kardashian's executive assistant, $102,000, and Opus Beauty, an agency that represents best and most influential and sought-after artists in the business, $17,400. Oh, God. Anyone else have their mind blown? Like, my mind is blown. That's where that money went. It went towards Erika. It went towards the private jet, the clothes, the career, the glam. Moving on, Sutton then asks if Erika had any discussion with her legal team about how to navigate through the stories that are being leaked, and Erika says no. Again, I have that hard to believe. Fire those attorneys then. All these stories are being leaked and no one's giving you any type of guidance on how to navigate this or what to say? I smell shit. I do. I smell poop. I smell garbage. Something smells off to me. And then Garcelle shares a story about her sister. Her sister had a kidney transplant and it went wrong. She hired a lawyer and was supposed to be awarded money, and the lawyer never paid her settlement money. And says if what Tom did was true, F Tom.
So if what Tom did is absolutely true, then Tom. Because I know personally what it feels like for someone who is waiting for their compensation for something they went through.
Here's the thing, Erika keeps reading through this mental script in her head, saying Tom was mentally incapable and he was in sole control of his firm and it got away from him. We're dealing with a man who is diminished. You keep saying that, but I'm not buying it. She says, if Tom stole the money, I'd like to know where it is. Girl, look at the life you lived. That's where the money's at. Garcelle says, the victims are the most important. You will always be okay. Boom. There it is. Even Kathy says it. First, it's the victim. Then it's you. That's exactly what I'm talking about. It's the victims who had their lives ruined. And you benefited from that. You did. You benefited directly from that money. Now, I'm not saying you are the one that took the money, but you benefited from that. You did. And I just find it a little hard to believe that you didn't know what was going on. And I'm going to leave it at that. That is all we have for this week's episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Comment below. Let me know where your heads are at. What do we think? Give me the 411. Let's talk about it. I'll be back next week, and we'll talk Real Housewives of Beverly Hills then. That's all I have today. Bye, guys.